Bonjour, this is Cyril from Work Smarter, Live Better. In this video, I want to share a few simple advice that can save you a lot of time, but also increase your focus. How long would you last without your mobile phone? Paul is a very close friend of mine. We did our university together. He's an amazing entrepreneur. He's created quite a few business. A few of them have become very, very successful. And I still remember quite a few years ago, I still have vividly in my mind this place we were with quite a few friends, and Paul came and showed us for the first time an iPhone. I still remember the first time I saw an iPhone. And Paul came and he had managed to get this iPhone from the US, and he showed us, on the iPhone when you can, which we take for granted now, you take the iPhone, you turn around and the image follow, you zoom in and zoom out, and we were all like, oh wow, that's absolutely amazing. A few years ago, Paul reached out to me and said, Cyril, I've just done a very interesting test, completely disconnecting my mobile phone. Now, you need to be very technical savvy to do this, but he managed to open his mobile phone and completely disconnected any connection. So he couldn't get any Wi-Fi, he couldn't get any calls, he couldn't get, basically his mobile phone was like a little mini computer without any connection with the rest of the world. So it was a 3-hour operation to manage to completely disconnect his mobile phone, opening and reclosing from any Wi-Fi, any connection. And he wanted to do that because he started realizing how much time, wasted time, and how much distraction we're all getting from the mobile phone. And it was very interesting because after a few days, he said his increased sense of focus was unbelievable. He felt much calmer. He was spending much time thinking. He was far less distracted. Really had an impact very quickly on how much time he was saving and how much focus he was getting. He managed to hold, I think, for 3 weeks. But after 3 weeks, he had to reconnect. And I'll tell you why. A lot of people who wanted to reach out to Paul, because they couldn't call him anymore, because they couldn't send him an email anymore, because they couldn't SMS him, they were actually ending up calling his wife, Eliane, and say, hey, Eliane, I need to speak to Paul. And after a while, Eliane started saying, well, that's enough. I'm getting all your calls and passing on all those calls. Please reconnect your mobile phone. So after 3 weeks, he gave up and reconnected it. So I think there's a learning here. The learning is how much time we are wasting with this tool. Now, it's a great tool for many, many things, but it's also a very dangerous tool. How much time we're wasting on that and how much loss of focus we have because of this tool that we have constantly with us. So a few suggestions. My first suggestion is eliminate. And what I mean by eliminate is I've got rid of most of the social media app. Now, one I kept Instagram because my kids are on Instagram. And so I only have a few people that I'm connected with Instagram just to check those kids. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. I don't have the LinkedIn app. I'll do that on my computer if I really want to connect to LinkedIn. So I have eliminated a lot of apps, but also eliminate a lot of nice to app. You end up with, I don't know how many apps which are not useful. So one, just purge your mobile phone. The second thing is hide. And what I mean by hide is I have turned off most of the notification, really most of it. And I've kept, I think, SMS and WhatsApp, and I've kept them as silence or notification. And also hide mean when I'm working on something, I want to completely hide my mobile phone. And so not even on my desk, hidden somewhere. And my third suggestion is have some rule. I have a rule that I call the 88. And my rule is I want to hide my mobile phone from 8 o'clock in the evening and not touching it from 8 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, that's my personal rule. It's not an easy one, I can tell you. But those simple things have meant that, well, actually, this little tool, which is really useful, doesn't rule my life. This is this week Work Smarter, Live Better tip. So my question to you is, what will you do to avoid your mobile phone becoming the ruler of a lot of your time and your life? I hope you enjoyed this tip. You have a lovely day. À bientôt.